Welcome to the Biggie Shack and TM Nerdy Hot Five Commandments. This week we got some really good books for y'all. I'm gonna let TM line it up for the first five, and then I'll come in with my five after him. So how you doing, TM? You been doing good?
Yeah, I've been doing good. Busy day today. I'm gonna go get a couch later on today, and yeah, just ready to do this spec list. I seen that Key Collectors already stole one of our books and put it on their Hot 10 from last week. So I just want to say we did it first. Um, and I just want to remind everybody, I'm still pushing for it because I want people to go out and vote. This is CBC nominated show. We're in the finalists in that. So if you could, we drop the link to the CBC Awards and that. If you don't mind, go vote for us in that category because we've been pushing out speculation more so than any other channel because they report on the news. There's nothing wrong with reporting on what's hot and that, but that's you go look at the definition of speculation. That's not really speculating. That's reporting, which is there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just stating that it's totally two different things. We've been putting a lot of hard work, Biggie and myself, into creating these lists each and every week. So if you think that we've been speculating hard, please go vote for us and go vote for all of your friends and people that you think deserve it, including Biggie for um, uh, what's the one?
Hall of
The
Fame.
Hall of Fame. That's it.
Yeah. Um, Very good points. Yeah. So yeah, these books ain't backed by the cells of whatever science they have. There's these sometimes these books are future for people to catch on to. It's almost like we're predicting. That's what speculation is predicting what books could get hot. So we explain every book to you whenever we show you. And TM's going to start her off tonight. He's been doing great. Let's see what TM's got for us.
All right. Kick it off. And this is all because of rumors that I've been hearing that this last episode of Peacemaker, there's going to be two characters or a character potentially showing up, which introduces another character. Now, if you remember a while back that there was a Blue Beetle movie, it happened right after the Flash movie. It was a really good movie. And it featured Ted Kord, Blue Beetle, and it also featured Jaime Reyes's Blue Beetle, and that he was the star of the show. I'll get to Jaime Reyes in a little bit. There's speculation, there's rumors that in this last episode of Peacemaker that Jaime Reyes and that is going to show up. His universe is going to be featured in the Peacemaker show, which is going to connect it to the overall DCU because a while back, James Gunn stated he was going to leave the door open for the Blue Beetle movie, for Zolo's Blue Beetle, even though it was part of the DCEU before it was rebranded. So my speculation today is a Captain Atom 83, the first appearance of Ted Kord. Yes, the second Blue Beetle. There was a previous one that didn't have that used like a serum and that, but this is the one that you really want. If you remember in that Blue Beetle movie, Jason Sudeikis was cast as Ted Kord's Blue Beetle. So if Jaime Reyes' Zolo comes in, we're definitely going to get a Blue Beetle, another Charlton character to add to the list. I brought Captain Atom 82 last week, or not last week, a couple weeks back. First appearance of Nightshade. Today I'm bringing Captain Atom 83, first appearance of Ted Kord's Blue Beetle.
Very nice. Very nice. Both of us have a version of this book, so we are not only speculating on it, we are owners of this spec. So
yes, sir.
A little shout out. You mind shouting out the chat there, TM?
Yeah, we've got a bunch of people here. We got Jeffrey Darcy. What's up, Jeffrey? We got Mad Spidey. And we got Brian LCS, and we got Big Lyle Hobson in the chat. Thank you all so much for joining us. All right. So I just mentioned um, Jaime Reyes' Blue Beetle, and that it's the same reason I'm bringing this to the list is the same reason I brought the other book to the list. Now, I will state that to be a completionist, and that if you really want to get on the boat of getting something from Jaime Reyes, Infinite Crisis #3 is the first appearance of Jaime Reyes, but in this book, he becomes the Blue Beetle. So this is the book that you want. It has him on the cover as the Blue Beetle, and I do think that James Gunn knows that he's like, hey, I do want to get Zolo's. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that actor's name, Zolo's Blue Beetle, into the regular DC continuity because it was a good movie. Did it do good in the theaters? No, it didn't do good in the theaters, and that nobody really knew the character, but it was a fantastic movie. The actor did a great job, and I do think that there is a possibility that he will show back up in the regular continuity of the DCU. May it be the Peacemaker show, maybe it be Lanterns, who knows? But I do think that Jaime Reyes is coming.
Nice. Right.
We got Patel Felipe in the chat. What is up, Patel? All right. Next up, and I know, this already goes for a hefty price and that, but I feel like it's going to go up more up in price whenever the last series comes out. Now, if you're paying attention, Oni Press has stated that the next Rick and Morty series, called Rick and Morty: The End, is the last series that they're doing. After 100 issues, they're going to stop producing Rick and Morty. I'm not sure if it was like the creators of Rick and Morty and that, or if it was Oni Press saying, hey, we don't want to renew the contract. Whatever the reason is, the series is ending, and I guarantee you, once it's like comes out, once the first issue comes out, or even the last issue of the last series, this book is going to go up in price. So if you want to get your hands on Rick and Morty, if you're a fan of Rick and Morty, I would grab it now before people start upping the price due to the fact that it's ending. The series is ending. People will be like, oh, well, we should speculate on issue 1. Well, guess what, guys? We're speculating on it here first. I'm telling you guys, if you guys can get your hands on this, definitely do so. Bleeker already has his hands on one, and he's a huge Rick and Morty fan. So if you're a huge Rick and Morty fan, get it.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I didn't know that they were going to stop doing it, so that sucks. But good little heads up from TM.
All right, so I thought I'd bring something spooky to the list this month because it is October and Halloween is coming. So what encapsulates Halloween more than Halloween the movie? Michael Myers. I was surprised when I looked this up and figured out what the first appearance of Michael Myers was, and it's his origin, and it only came out in 2000. But at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, well, Jason Voorhees showed up in a Topps comic, so, and not even like a first issue of a Topps comic. Like he showed up in like the 4th issue. So I guess it's not too surprising that this is the first appearance of Michael Myers. But if I don't know if this will end up going up in price this Halloween, but it's just a cool comic to own if you're into the horror genre and you want to get your hands on a great Michael cover, because this is such a cool looking cover. And then so yeah, that's the reason why I brought this one is just because I thought I'd speculate on something spooky this Halloween.
Beautiful. Beautifully. I believe that's the first 2. I think you're absolutely correct.
Oh, it's the origin as well. The first and origin of Michael Myers in comic books.
Okay.
I don't know what that was. We also got Aaron Psychotronic Squirt Gun in the chat. What's up, Aaron?
Shit, is it not showing? You got it?
Oh, it's showing. Sorry, I was looking at the chat. Um, all right, now we got Showcase 55, which this is weird because the last one I brought was Flash 129, which is the first Silver Age appearance of the Justice Society of America. And it also states that it was the first appearance of the Golden Age Flash, Alan Scott. This one's stating the same thing, but the reason why I brought it is because of the main man himself on the cover there, Mr. Grundy. That's Solomon Grundy, born on a Monday. This is the first Silver Age appearance of him. Great purple cover. I love this, and I definitely see Grundy coming. If you don't, then you're crazy. Sorry to call you guys crazy, but it's true. Like if we're going to be going gods and monsters in this phase of James Gunn's new regime at DCU, because that's what this phase is called Gods and Monsters. If you don't include Grundy, is it really Gods and Monsters? Because Grundy is like one of the best monsters, and that he's the living dead. He is the incarnate of just pure death, and he ends up becoming one of the Parliament of Limbs. He becomes the avatar for the Parliament of Limbs down the line, and I do still think that that's coming. We're going to get the Parliament of Green, Parliament of Red, Parliament of Limbs. We're going to get all of the parliaments and that end. I just feel like Grundy is definitely coming, especially in this phase of DC.
Very nice. Well, let's regroup a little bit before I jump on my hot five. Just like to say thank you for all of those beautiful books. Let's drop a little banger clip for the ceremonious bangers. All right, man. Time to like Skip Bayless. It's my turn. Biggie. I don't know if you're familiar with that clip. It's not that great, but it's kind of funny. All right, here we go. All right. So I kind of went in a weird direction. I went with 3 books that were comic book art keys, like the artists.
Yeah.
And writers. So I'm going to start off with a goldie but a goodie. This has got a hell of a story behind it. This guy started off at 15 years old. I think his name was Eli Katz, Mr. Gil Kane himself. He actually started off, and he did work before this book. Zip Comics 14. Okay, this is the first Gil Kane comic book art, and he did Borders and Bubbles before this, and he had pseudonym names also that he worked under, but this is credited as his first comic book art. I don't think it's his cover, but he's inside the book. Not terribly expensive. This is a coverless copy with a photocopy cover, but Zip Comics, man, you can get these $200 to $300 usually. And Gil Kane is one of the greatest. Of course, he brought us GSX and books like The First Punisher, ASM 129, Showcase 22. So he's a legend, just like a lot of the guys in the industry. So that was my first book. It was a little history lesson about old Gil Kane, guys. My second book is this guy right here. Hold on. Let me set her up. Okay. This is the last Fantastic Four story, number one shot. And this book was done by Stan Lee and John Romita Jr. Now, I think this is my hunch. Don't go. It's not guaranteed what I'm saying, but this is what I believe it as. This is the last full comic issue written by Stan Lee. Okay, this is what I think this is. So 2007 was the last time Stan Lee wrote a full length comic book, and I believe this is it. And if it ain't, it's one of the last. I have another book I'm gonna show you, and there's a whole bunch of stories because he's got characters that he was working on. He's got a web comic that was digitally done that he worked on. But there's another issue I'm going to show you next where he did a story inside of a comic. And that was the last one. That was the one the Marvel credited. But for now, let's look at last Fantastic Four story. One Shot, 2007 is his last full comic book. And the reason I'm bringing this up is go ahead, Tim.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, the reason I'm bringing this up is because of the rumors about the holograms at the cons that you're going to get to sit and meet and greet with. And I even saw a rumor about a computer that signs his signature to be identical as the Stan Lee signature. So there's a little bit of Stan Lee. And I mean, of course, he's one of the greatest creators ever. So why wouldn't you want something like this in the first place? So that's my second book. This book will be my continuation of the second book. So Marvel, I guess the producer or main editor said that this is the book Stan Lee did his last work in, is the 75th anniversary celebration, 2014. He did a Captain America story in this book. So if you're a Stan Lee fan, these two books are some of his last works, if not his last work at all in comic books. So I thought, I'm not the biggest Stan Lee guy, but I would like to learn more about him. And maybe I thought, that would be interesting to get his last work, I mean, his first work was Cap 3. Good luck getting that puppy, but these are a little bit more easy to get. So with all the Stan Lee hubbub, he's never going to get forgotten, never going to, not hear about Stan Lee. So go for it, I think. All right. My next book. This one is a big, big artist I love so much. Neil Adams' first comic book art is The Adventures of the Fly, issue number 4. Not too terribly hard to get. It's an Archie book. It's a superhero book. It's pretty sweet. I believe a few big premier artists worked on this series. Let's see if it says it in here. Neil Adams art in one panel. That's all it says, but I believe this is known to be Neil Adams' first comic book work right here. So,
I just want to say hello to 4-Color Commentary and hello to and shout out to Mad Spidey for dropping a $14.99 super chat. Or Biggie showing some Marvel love.
I'll get out of here. Let's see. Oh yeah, thank you so much, Big Mad Spidey. I really appreciate that. That was really kind of you. Let's drop a leg for Mad Spidey.
Big Biggie. 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 Big Biggie.
Very, very appreciative. Thank you so much, Matt Spidey. All right, so the next book, last book of the biggiesaq and TM Nerdy Commandments. Now, I was talking to 90 and Aggressively Relaxing, and we were talking about kids reading comics, and there's a lot of discussion about which company writes better comics. Sometimes a lot of people prefer DC. Not a lot in the community are screaming Marvel's the best. I'm one of those guys that think Marvel does really well for right now. I don't think they're as bad as what some people think. And I was talking about like Spider-Man, even with the Zeb Wells, was somewhat entertaining. And so they brought up Spidey's Amazing Friends, right? There's a cartoon out, which I'll show you that too. But this is the book I would go to if I was going to spec on this right here. So, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, #1, first appearance. Like I said, there's a cartoon out, but it's different. It's not these guys anymore. It's actually Spider-Gwen and Miles Morales. So I always start at the beginning, but I think that this is the maybe the first book is the free comic book day. With this is the stuff that kids are watching right now. This right here. So I'm not sure which one is the first with them on it. But another little interesting thing about Spidey's Amazing Friends is that Miles Morales gets nicknamed Spin. And maybe a first time he was called Spin. It was in a cartoon, but this is the first Spin. You know, if you get the specific first appearance of this version. So just something, you know, maybe in the future the kids will be like, oh, wow, I watched this as a kid. I want the comic. One of those deals, just like we do, you know. And my camera is bugging. I probably need some light. So that was the Hot 10 Biggie Shack, or Hot 5 Biggie Shack Commandments. Thank you so much, TM. It was a lot of fun. And I'm going to look up if what I saw was true about Stan Lee's signature getting done by a computer, right? I'll just look it up.
If that's the case, then it's terrible.
I hope it ain't true. I just saw it on Instagram, so I don't know. But I'm about to look it up, see what the phone says. The good old reliable phone. Yeah, phone does help me figure out stuff. So, all right. Is there a computer that will sign Stan Lee signature coming? All right. Let's see what it says. While it's technically possible to replicate signatures using computer-controlled auto pen machines, there's no official computer that will sign Stan Lee's signature coming on the market. All right, so as far as Google knows, there's no information about that. So it could have been an AI-generated thing I saw. Now let's check about the hologram.
Man, stuff have been getting really weird with this AI stuff, like these AI videos that are popping up a ton, and like it's scary because they are starting to look real until like something crazy happens at the end, and then you're like, okay, it's fake. But they're like they make you feel like it's real at the start, and you're like, shit. Like I don't like that. I don't like how the AI is kind of deceiving us now.
Yeah, I think it was just a picture. It was just like some kind of machine, and it was showing it. And it was, so I got suckered on that, I bet. But the hologram thing is true. It already happened. So yes, an AI-powered hologram of Stan Lee has already debuted at LA Comic-Con in September 2025. The interactive experience, which was authorized by the Stan Lee Universe, was created by the company's Proto Hologram and Hyperion. So that sucks. They are doing that, which I don't know.
Well, I just want to state this: you're not meeting Stanley. You're meeting a projection. You're not meeting him. He's gone. He's rest in peace, Stanley. Stanley, Lieberman. And that was his last name, right? Stanley Lieberman. Rest in peace. He has sadly passed away, people. So don't get scammed by them saying, "Hey, come meet his hologram." Like you're not meeting a real person.
I still need 1 and 3 for the entire run from 1 to today, all volumes and annuals. That's crazy. Oh, ASM. Yeah, just Amazing Spider-Man run. I was starting to think of every Spider-Man run there was. That would have been. Oof.
Yeah, I've got a lot. ASM is already quite long.
Yeah, it's at 978 issues or something. It's a lot of issues. So
Yeah, that's a lot just for one series. And like that's and I know a lot of people don't collect just one series. So people that are collecting ASM runs, because I know Coy does, Matt Spidey does, I think Brian does, LCS. But they collect other things too. So like it's like, oh geez. 900 issues of ASM.
So me and TM periodically just sit and talk comic books, and we was hanging out on the book club last night, and oh, you know what? It went away. But I was going to show the guys the Frank Pym book we were looking at. I'll do it anyway. I just gotta look it up now, but it was on there. First appearance of
And Aaron Psychotronic Squirt Gun collects ASM too, I guess.
Hank Pym. I'm watching a guy right now that is trying to get 1 through 10. No, I need the DC version. Here it is. I meant Hank Henshaw, and I put Pym like a dummy.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's what you're. I was like, I don't remember us talking about Hank Pym last night. I was
Yeah.
like, I must have walked away for a second. But yeah, Hank Henshaw.
My bad.
Yeah, like it. Hank Henshaw, like it's kind of like the whole Jaime Reyes situation. Jaime Reyes, the character, shows up in Infinite Crisis 3, but he doesn't become Blue Beetle until 5. Same thing with Hank Henshaw. Hank Henshaw first appears in Superman 465, but then becomes Cyborg Superman in Adventure Comics, or Adventures of Superman 500.
Yeah. So this story, D was telling me, the fuck did he say about this story? He said some crazy ass shit about it.
Oh, yeah, like it talks about like because this is like he goes up to space with his
That's
wife
right.
and then they get in a crash and he becomes like a spirit.
Yeah, it's heavily homaged off FF is what I was trying to remember. It's like 4 astronauts go to space, and later on, Dan Jurgens brings up in a different issue how FF he like uses some of their tropes or stuff. So yeah, that's what D actually lives in Minnesota where Jurgens is at a lot of the time, and he talked to him about the FF stuff and the Hank Henshaw, and he was like, he told him, "Oh, good observation, whatever, you know." So it was very cool little tidbit about this book. I might grab it if I see it. Matter of fact, if I do see it, I'm definitely gonna grab it because they're not very expensive and it's kind of a cool.
Yeah, and they're mostly cool covers and that. It's a good story as well. So you know what? You know, I'm surprised you never got into. Now I'm blanking on their name now, but I'm surprised you never got into. Chad, help me out. There's a DC team that's like based off of the Fantastic Four.
Oh, Challengers of the Unknown.
Yeah, I'm surprised you haven't really gone into that much.
I want the book that is the inspiration for FF. I've always wanted it, but I don't know. I got the other one that inspired X-Men. I got the Doom Patrol. I've always had my eye out looking for them, but I haven't ran across anything.
I love the Doom Patrol, man. I love them.
Yeah, I got more addicted to that Doom Patrol doing the X-Men thing. or yeah, Unknown Fantastic Four. Maybe if I put that together, I don't know. I can't remember how to look up the book that I'm wanting to find. There's a specific. Oh, here it is. It's the Spanish version. Is it number 3? Challengers of the Unknown 3. I guess it is. Yeah, here it is. It's a pricey book. So if I was going to get a Challengers of the Unknown, it would be this one right here. It's number 3.
Yeah.
That's the bad boy.
Like
Fantastic Four prototype.
they've come back recently. Like I was picking up, they had a 6-issue mini of Challengers of the Unknown DC was coming out with, and it was actually really good.
Well, I think I'm going to wrap up here and maybe start a hangout just to vent a little bit and get some stuff going. Yeah, cool book. Always liked this one. Always wanted this one. I might as well show you all the Doom Patrol too while I'm showing you this one because it's kind of a pair. It's like you get this one and that one, you know. So Kirby is such a bad dude. He was involved in the prototypes and the first. That's how bad of a dude he is. I believe it's 86. Yeah, 86. I have a copy of this one. And yeah, it's a great book. I'd value mine at about $100, but it looks like they went down a little bit. You can get them for under 70 now. There's one for 50. This is the origin and the first time that their name was on the header, so that's cool. And they also say this is the book that inspired. I mean, this ain't the first Doom Patrol, but this is the first Evil Brotherhood.
Yeah, because that's I'm pretty sure that's Monsieur Mala, the one that works for Brain.
He didn't turn his homework in yesterday.
Okay.
Say hello to Canadian Survivalist joined us. Vinny Whitlock is also joined us and said, just got a Green Llama 6 CGT 5.0.
Get the fuck
Been
out of
wanting
here.
that book for a while now. Yeah.
Oh, that's the most expensive one. Good for you, Vinny.
So it's an off-white, so it's not bad.
A 5.0 of a Green Llama 6, that's probably like a $2,000 book or something. We'll go look at it before we get out of here. Green Llama 6 is the best cover. It's a cover buy. People love this book. I personally like issue 2 more, but this has got a big swastika on it, and people fucking love this book. I thought it'd be a couple grand. Maybe it was only $1,000. All right, here we'll show y'all what we're talking about. I don't know if Green Llama is ready for biggiesaq Commandments. I don't think that's a smart book for me to use, but this would be an interesting one to use because this is probably. I mean, besides,
I don't know if people have the money right now to be buying that.
oh yeah, it's true. Damn, there's a card. That's pretty cool. This is the first pulp. This is his very first appearance. You can get the very first for $200. I think this book is worth more than number 1 or any of them, but there is the first Green Llama is prize number 7, I believe, Prize Comics. It's also the first Frankenstein, so it's it's probably worth more than this one. But this is the second most expensive Green Llama in my opinion. Green Llama number 6 is the second highest, toughest one to get.
Yeah.
So I could zoom in on it, give it a little bit more justice. This is supposed to be the best cover, you know. So let's look at it a little closer. I'd say, yeah, he's kind of got it in like a weird throwing motion, I guess.
Oh, it's a Nazi symbol. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. So this is the biggest Green Llama cover there is. All right.
Have a good one, Aaron.
Yep, we're going to be right behind you, Aaron. So thank you to everybody who came in. I really appreciate everybody getting in the chat. Matt Spidey with the $15 super chat. I was very appreciative. And thank you everybody that watches on the rewind. Remember, like, subscribe, and hype the video if you can. And don't forget, TM did it on his channel, so go watch that one. If you're over there, come watch this one. We do dual broadcastings here. So we'll be back, guys, and we'll be bringing another hot commandments. Got anything you want to say before we go, TM?
Yeah, I'll bring it up. I brought it up at the start, but you have until Saturday to get your votes in. If you think this is a great show, if you think Biggie deserves the Hall of Fame, definitely go vote for Biggie for the Hall of Fame. Go vote for people that you think deserve to be in those categories. I do feel like this show deserves to be voted for, but you guys initially make the final decision in that, and just go vote. Just go vote, cbcawards.org.
Absolutely. All right. See y'all in a little bit. I'm going to start up a hangout. Hashtag enjoy. See y'all later.
Biggie.
Lucky forgetting thing. I always do.
Biggie. Biggie.